In this video, we're going to be installing the privileged remote access servers. Now, it should be pretty quick and easy. In this video, I'm going to be installing one single PRA server on a single site on an Ubuntu machine. So before this video, make sure you have the Ubuntu machine or the Linux machine that you've got all up and running before we get here. It's very, very simple. We simply go into the settings on our secret server and click on the privileged remote access button. You can see I've got an old one here in my sites and engines, but we're going to be adding a site today. We're going to be calling this site TWC for TechWin Cyber. This should be relevant based on where this site is. So if it's in data center X, you should name it data center X. It's really important that you put these sites in and name them after the physical locations, because you might be choosing the site depending on which secret you're using. What I mean by that is that if you're launching a session, an RDP session into a machine, and you know that machine is physically located at a specific data center, you're going to be selecting the site when you launch that session. So I'm going to hit save here, and it's going to ask me if I want to install an engine right away. I'm going to go install engine, and it's going to give me a quick script. So this script, as you can tell, needs to go in the command line, and it's only available for the next 10 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this script, and we need to go and run that script on the new Linux or Ubuntu machine that we've just spun up. So if I go ahead over to my secret server here, in my personal folder I actually have an SSH connection that I've already set up to use PuTTY to launch into this Unix machine. When I go to launch it, it will ask me two options. The first one is PuTTY Launcher, and the second one is Remote Access. Because we haven't set up Remote Access yet, or the privileged Remote Access, this one won't work. But because I'm on the local network where this server is, this Unix machine is, I can just hit the PuTTY Launcher, and what that will do is use that secret to pass me through into the console here. So now that I'm into the console, I can simply just right click to paste that information that we just copied from the engine and hit enter. Now if you do run into any issues, remember that you may need to run this as sudo, so go ahead and just add sudo to the beginning of that command. It's going to ask you a few prompts, ask you if you're installing it at the right site. I'm going to answer yes. Enter a unique name for this engine. I'm just going to call this one TWC engine 01. Now this should be representative of what you want to actually call it in the console. Typically you will have 2 engines per site. We're just going to go ahead and hit yes because this is a one-use installer. Great, it looks like that's working correctly. We've got a success sign there. Within the documentation that I've given you, there is a quick little command that you can use, and this will just check to make sure that it's working correctly. If I spell this right, cool. So we can see here Client Manager version 1.0.27. So that's all working correctly. Now if we go back into our settings, privileged remote access, and look at our new site, we can see that there is an engine awaiting activation. So we can go activate. So now we have a green tick here to show activation. If you're looking to add another server to this site or another engine to this site, click install engine over here and you'll get a new code, and just go ahead and run that on the second machine. If we go over to our secret now and hit launch and go open with remote access, it should now launch this secret with remote access using the PRA server rather than the local PuTTY. Now this is why it's important. I know that this secret or this machine is located at this site where I've installed the engine itself, and if I go ahead and hit continue, it will go to that specific engine, that specific site, and launch the session from there. If the machine that you're going to is not physically located in that place, then you'll have trouble connecting to it. Just had an issue there with pop-ups. Let's launch that again. Perfect. So you can see there that I've been passed straight through, and I can do this from anywhere in the world as long as I have access. Great, all installed.